Belvedere.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It may come as a surprise to this government that the housing crisis in PEI is not just the responsibility of the Department of Social Development and Housing, and it is not just about rentals, Mr. Speaker. Housing impacts population recruitment and retention, labour markets, our environment, economic development, and of course our fiscal capacity. This is one of the reasons that the government's failure to develop an all-of-government housing strategy is frankly baffling. A holistic approach would support long-term planning and provide data for informed decisions, as well as a better understanding of provincial revenues and costs, policy gaps and risk. Question for the Minister of Finance. We don't have data available to track housing speculation on PEI. How is your department tracking speculation, if it is at all?
The Honourable Minister of Finance, Deputy Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and Honourable Member. I'll have to bring that back to you. I'm not sure. We would do it through the Property Tax Department, but I will bring back the information that I can. Thank you.
Charlottetown Belvedere.
Great. We'll add that to the list, Minister. Thank you. While this government doesn't seem to be concerned about investors in the housing market, the Bank of Canada is very concerned. Last November, the Deputy Governor of the Bank of Canada presented new national and regional data showing that real estate investors are outpacing first-time home buyers by more than 2 to 1, and the annual growth of investor purchases doubled by the second quarter of 2021. It's exponential growth, Mr. Speaker. Investors are driving the market, not first-time buyers, and this poses a significant risk to our national and regional economy. Question to the Minister of Finance. Is it in the financial interests of the province to lock regular islanders out of the housing market in favour of investors?
The Honourable Minister of Finance, Deputy Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The answer to that would be no. We look forward to the announcement from the federal government, and I would like to turn that mirror around and say investment on PEI is happening within this House. Thank you very much.
Charlottetown Belvedere.
Mr. Speaker, the federal government has some responsibility. We're looking forward to the announcement of the budget, but I do not hold out great hope that they are going to be able to intervene in the way that we need to see happen. The Bank of Canada states that investors are driving up home prices based strictly on the expectation that home prices will always rise. But what happens when that bubble pops, Mr. Speaker? Islanders become vulnerable to the subsequent correction and the economic shock. They will be stuck with a mortgage that is greater than their home is worth. Question to the Minister of Finance. We've seen Islanders struggle with a sudden sticker shock at the pumps. How are you preparing Islanders for the shock that could come when the housing bubble pops?
The Honourable Minister of Finance, Deputy Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, someone described me as being motherly in this House, and I'll take that, I guess. But I'll also say, when we were first married, our mortgage was 15.6% interest. And for anyone in this House and across the island who doesn't think it can happen again, I just want to point that out. I think we all need to tighten our belts. Everyone across the province needs to do that. You need to look at where you can save money. And if you're in over your heads, then now is the time to start looking at what you can do to help with that. Government will do what they can, but, Honourable Member, we are in a very, very precarious situation. We know that. We'll work with Islanders to ensure we can do everything we can for them, but I would say again, it can happen. The interest rates can go up, and the Bank of Canada has made that quite evident and apparent.
Hermes Stafford.